Well, if you're someone who follows the media in the last couple of weeks, you've been hearing a lot about Stephen Colbert. That's the late night guy on CBS who replaced David Letterman. Well, a lot of fingers have been pointing on this one. They're all saying, well, the fault of this is Donald Trump because he wouldn't allow CBS and Paramount to be sold to Sky Media unless that they acquiesced to what he wanted, saying that Stephen Colbert was dead and keeping in mind that CBS had to pay Donald Trump $16 million for, well, wrongly editing their news, if you will. Now, here's the problem. Over the weekend, two columnists came out and said a little something a bit different. One was a gentleman by the name of William Cohen from Puck Media, and his column was featured in the New York Times. And the second column was in the Washington Post. You all know who the Washington Post is. That's from Megan McArdle. Both of them said, you know what the problem is? The problem is people ain't watching the late night shows like they used to. And let me give you the information on Stephen Colbert. Between 2017 and 2018, he had a nightly audience of 3.1 million. Now, 3.1 million, 11:30 at night, is pretty doggone good. Last year, his audience was 1.9 million. So it went from 3.1 to 1.9. He'd already lost 40% of his advertisers. Now, here's a show that had a cast, a crew of 200 people. Now, Stephen Colbert was making $20 million. The budget for this particular event was $100 million. Well, CBS figured, hey, we'd be making big money, making 140 billion, whatever it is, 120 million. They figured they'd be making a lot of money because, well, people supposedly were watching Colbert. The problem is people's tastes have changed. You see, in the old days, people used to watch people like Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson was funny. And frankly, he lambasted his network, but the network was printing money hand over fist. David Letterman was on CBS, and he too was funny. Well, problem with Stephen Colbert is it wasn't funny. Yeah, whether you like it or not, Stephen Colbert was political. That was his jibe. That was his game. And that audience went from 3.1 million to 1.9 million because people were changing their viewing habits. Today, do you think people watch late night TV 11:30 at night to 1 o'clock in the morning? The average age is 68. The younger people, they're watching things like TikTok, Hulu, whatever they've got available to them. They're watching that, and they are not watching late night TV. I'm sorry, because here's the big deal, whether you like it or not. The demographics that advertisers want on TV or any place else, frankly, is 18 to 49 years of age. 18 to 49. And Stephen Colbert only had a couple of 100,000. Yeah, that's right. Couple of 100,000 out of 1.9 million. That's because the rest of the people watching were over the age of 60, 68 years of age on average. There's the problem, folks. Late night, as we know it, is dying. TV, the regular TV we know, is dying because people are watching YouTube and, like I said, the TikToks and the Hulus and the Netflix. They're watching all of those things. And I'll tell you what, the likes of Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon are probably numbered because those two are going to be disappearing because the audience is changing. Everything is changing. It's a changing world. That's the thing about the world. It's always changing. Late night ain't what the late night used to be. Like I said, back in the old days, hey, Carson was hilarious. Letterman with his top 10, funny. But what we have right now, it ain't that much. And young people are switching off to something else. So if you're wondering why what really happened, the truth of the matter is Sky Media saw that they need to cut down on the deadwood that's costing them money. And Colbert's show was costing him money. And frankly, why do you think the Paramount got rid of CBS? Because they know TV networks are a dying commodity. CBS was the first to know it. The others may soon be following. Just watch and wait.